Over the past months, I've been exposed to an extensive examination of the evolution of Buddhism, the journey and teachings of Siddhartha Gautama to the modern-day Western exploitation and establishment of Buddhist schools. Through my own literary exploration, guided by the readings and assignment of Dr. Paul's course and my recent involvement in tantric meditative practices, I have found a great interest in the Vajrayana meditative techniques and its place in the modern era. This documentary briefly explores the rare Vajrayana Buddhist tradition known as g-Tummo meditation and its origins in Indo-Tibetan culture, while examining its evolution and transformation into a hybrid practice known as the Wim Hof method, meant to improve and enhance physical well-being. Around the 7th century, an alternate form of Mahayana Buddhism known as the Vajrayana or the Diamond Vehicle had evolved. Originating from Tantra literature, this movement aimed at providing a rapid path to achieve enlightenment by passing down from master to disciple an exclusive type of meditation aimed at transforming one's consciousness into the embodiment of the divine. While meditative techniques of all Buddhist teachings stress liberation from all conceptual illusions, the Vajrayana approach concentrates on the arousal of the self rather than relaxation response typically found in Theravada and Mahayana meditative practices. Much like the Hindu tantric methods described in the Yoga Sutras, Vajrayana practice can be distinguished by two developmental stages. First, the generation stage, also known as the front generation, engages concentrative techniques to visualize a meditational deity positioned in front of the individual, or the deity is invoked and then merged with the individual as guidance for self-transformation. Next, the completion stage is divided into 6 different practices called the 6 Dharmas of Naropa, during which the practitioner, or sadhaka, visualize the dissolution of the envisioned deity into emptiness to achieve a state of awareness devoid of conceptualization. Of these advanced tantric practices, g-Tummo, the first of the 6 Dharmas of Naropa, has gained considerable recognition among scientific and health communities all over the world. Elusive in nature and mystic in tradition, g-Tummo meditation has been transmitted through the Vajrayana traditions to offer an ability to control one's inner energy, or more poetically described as releasing the ultimate potential of one's body. The principle of g-Tummo practice is to awaken the Kundalini, in other words fire, in the primary chakra known as Muladhara, located in the perineum. Through concentrated visualization, phase breathing, and isometric movement, Kundalini travels through the spine, or energy axis, opening the remaining 6 chakras, eventually climbing into the crown of the head and liquefying the final chakra, known as Sahasrara, into immortal fluid, causing enlightenment. This awakening and movement of Kundalini creates Tummo heat, thus providing the expert practitioner to gain control of the body's systems. More specifically, the ability to control the regulation of the body's core temperature. Body temperature regulation is essentially cognitive and reliant on the detection of peripheral neurons dispersed throughout our body by the central nervous system. It is an information detection and communication system that is so automatic that it is often referred to as a reflex. Yet scientific studies have shown that Tibetan monks and nuns have been able to effectively use g-Tummo meditation to raise their core body temperature in extremely cold climates. In 1981, a group of behavioral scientists from Harvard Medical School ventured to the upper Dharamsala, India, to find that g-Tummo practitioners were able to raise their peripheral body temperatures by as much as 8.3 degrees Celsius. In a recent study, behavioral scientists measuring the somatic and neurocognitive components employed in the g-Tummo meditation concluded that practitioners of this ancient technique could possibly improve the body's reaction to illness by voluntarily suppressing the immune system. In fact, numerous studies have shown the body's response to potential illnesses as managed by the immune system improves with Buddhist-influenced meditation. A study done at UCLA found that HIV patients who practiced mindfulness meditation were able to significantly slow down the reduction of their CD4 count. Another compelling study demonstrated that participants who underwent a short-term training program inspired by g-Tummo meditative techniques exhibited a profound increase in the release of epinephrine and the attenuation of the innate pro-inflammatory response. This study has been conducted to support the previous findings carried out in 2011 on a Polish man by the name of Wim Hof, who proved he was capable of suppressing his immune system after being administered a bacterial endotoxin. Wim Hof is the internationally renowned daredevil known for his countless ice endeavors that range from being up to his neck in a cylinder filled with ice cubes for almost 2 hours, to swimming a distance of 50 meters under polar ice, to climbing Mount Kilimanjaro in nothing more than a pair of shorts, gaining him the appropriate nickname Iceman. In order to accomplish such achievements, Wim trained in obscurity for 15 years, rarely talking about his own abilities. Yet, after a local Amsterdam paper ran a series of articles about odd things people did in snow, he became a household name across the Netherlands. Televised events, high-profile articles, and scientific experiments found him to be a genetic anomaly. Yet Hof adamantly refuses to acknowledge this bestowed disposition and attributes his superhuman skills to a disciplined practice he coins as the Wim Hof method. Although the Wim Hof method is not specifically linked to any one form of Buddhist practice, it is taught as a combination of g-Tummo meditation, pranayama breathing, and cold exposure. Much like the expedited path to enlightenment delivered through tantric Buddhist practices, Wim Hof provides a similar method of efficiency towards the practice of the Kundalini by combining a hybrid of Buddhist techniques in the name of personal health. As we continue to experience the pluralism of Buddhist philosophies spreading throughout the world, we begin to witness the evolution of Buddhist practices into hybrid forms that shift the religious intent of enlightenment to the pursuit of positive health outcomes. Individuals that engage in the Wim Hof's retreats and seminars come with the purpose of finding relief from chronic illnesses such as rheumatoid arthritis and Parkinson's disease, or mental illnesses such as depression and schizophrenia, in what could be described as an alternate form of nirvana. It is a movement that focuses on strengthening the connection between the mind and the body by consciously disassociating from the decadence that Western civilization has found an unhealthy comforting. It is a movement that falls under the age-old debate whether the cross-fertilization between spiritual traditions has led to the emergence of a strong new form of Buddhist practice, or simply a step towards the dilution and confusion of venerable Indian traditions. To my understanding, the goal of Buddhism is to achieve enlightenment, a condition in which the individual experiences absolute freedom, absolute happiness, ultimate compassion, and the complete elimination of suffering by forging a connection with the universal truth that everything is connected and equal. The practice of Buddhism, in the traditional sense, is a quest to develop the best methods to help human beings achieve the highest state of life. Taking these primordial truths into consideration while taking into account the Buddhist doctrine that we can only judge the level of happiness based on our own personal experiences, I believe that any form of Buddhist thought that strives for a higher state of life, as determined by the practitioner, to be a credible form of Buddhism. Whether you submerge your new body into the depths of Polish waters, submit to the disciplined techniques of Vajrayana meditation, or simply just sit on a wooden stump staring into an oceanic abyss pondering past chapters you've scribbled down with the tread of your boots, Buddhist thought is, and always will be, what you make it.